In the Impact segment tonight, the battle over immigration. President Obama renewed his vow this week to go around Congress and take executive action, and the Republicans aren't amused.
I believe that if the president continues to act on his own, he is going to poison the well. When you play with matches, you take the risk of burning yourself. And he's going to burn himself if he continues to go down this path.
But Republican threats don't seem to be phasing the White House in the very least.
Is the president going to use the authority that he has under the law and under the Constitution to take some steps that would be good for the American people? And the simple answer to that question is yes, that's what he's going to do, and he's going to do it before the end of the year.
Joining me now to analyze from Washington, Stephen Camarada, Director of Research for the Center for Immigration Studies, and from Tampa, Democratic strategist Jessica Ehrlich. Let me start with you, Stephen. So you don't like this idea that President Obama has vowed now to use his pen to give, the way it looks like, amnesty to up to 4 or 5 million people just because he wants to.
Right. I mean, there's a fundamental constitutional question here. Putting aside that it's probably bad for taxpayers and workers to do this, but the Constitution says he's supposed to execute the laws, not announce in advance that he's not going to be enforcing the law on millions of people and then charge a fee for that and also confer a benefit, Social Security numbers, work authorization. This isn't just like a cop saying, well, we have to prioritize enforcement. This is actually him making up law on his own. It's fundamentally unconstitutional.
And Jessica, where do you think President has the authority to do this? I mean, the people, you just heard Josh Earnest say, yeah, it doesn't matter if Boehner doesn't like it or McConnell doesn't like it. Yeah, we're still going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he has the ability to execute an executive order. That is part of the role of the President of the United States, and it can come up for judicial review down the line. That can happen, but in the meantime, it is a tool he can use to force Congress for the first time since, I mean, this argument has been going on since 1986, to actually do something about immigration, which we know is a pressing issue. And we have all of these people now in the country, and we have to deal with them. Let
me throw something at you, Jessica. Why not legal immigration? Why not reform legal immigration? Close the border and, I don't know, add, right now we allow about 1 million new immigrants per year into America. Make it 2 or 3 or 4 million, but make it legal and make them go through the documentation, the process, and all the people who are here illegally have to get in the same line as everyone else.
I mean, I think that would be a great idea if we could get Congress to pass a bill and send that legislation to the president to get everyone on board that actually deals with all that. Do a comprehensive bill. I mean, they won't do a comprehensive bill. They won't do a border security bill. They won't do a bill addressing the people that are already here that we know are in these detention centers, the children that are here. I mean, they won't talk about the visas that we need to get people with higher education here for our tech companies and industries. Do something.
Okay, so let me bring Stephen. Stephen, a lot of the reason why they can't get that bill through the House and probably the Senate is because they haven't secured the border yet.
Well, look, everyone knows that we're not enforcing our laws, right? Each year the number of deportations goes down. We don't even deport the people who are actually arrested and in jails. We've got local jails that won't cooperate.
Now,
We've got a border that's unsecure.
Okay, so there are about 66,000 Hispanics that become 18, that turn 18 years old every single month in America. You don't want to alienate this voting group. So what do you do as a Republican to say, we're for you, we're into having you come here and enjoy the fruits of America without alienating a huge voting bloc that's only getting bigger?
What you have to do is what's best for America. Hispanics are Americans. What would be best for America? Enforce the law. Restore the confidence that we should have in our government to actually enforce the law. If some illegal immigrants go home, that's great. Then we free up more jobs for Americans. We save taxpayers money. That's good for all Americans and for Hispanics. Now, once we've shown that we're serious about enforcing the law, then we can have a debate if we want an amnesty. The public generally doesn't want it. You'd have to push it down their throat. But if that's what you want to do, then that's the reason Congress hasn't acted. There's not support for this.
Simply enforcing the law. Would the Hispanic community be okay with that? Would they say, oh, the Republicans are, I'm interested in voting for them? By the way, Hispanic community would like to vote Republican. They have a lot of the similar values that the Republican Party brings to the table: family values, religion, etc.
Yeah, and you made a very good point. These people are not American yet. They want to be American citizens. They want to contribute to this country. They are contributing to this country. They want to have the American dream. And if you deny that to them, then you're not only hurting the future of our country, but you are making a mistake, because they will not forget that going forward
and the
in
big
future
question,
elections
both of you, to
out
both
of
of you guys,
your own stubbornness.
To both of you guys, Jessica first, but what do you do with the 12 or 13 or 15 million illegals who are here now? Do you send them back, or do you say it's okay, you provide amnesty? Two sides of this coin. Go ahead, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in favor of 100% amnesty, but there are people here who have been here, who are educated, and there's so many different levels of this issue. It's not just send everyone home, and it's almost impossible to do when we're talking about a number of people like that. But we do need to put them through the immigration process, which is incredibly difficult and arcane. It needs to be reformed, it needs to be streamlined, and it needs to be focused.
Okay,
and
Steve, let me get Steve in here before we go. Steve, what do you do with the 12, 13, or 15 million who are here illegally?
First of all, you start by enforcing the law. You actually control the border. You actually go after the employers who hire illegals. Then, after that, you can decide if you want to have some kind of amnesty for people who've been here in a long time. And then with legal immigration, you bring those numbers down.
We've talked about all these other things.
You're going to go after all of the farmers and all of the people hiring illegals.
What do you do with the 12 million illegals?
Wage growth in America. We don't have the jobs. The share of less educated Americans who compete with illegals, their wages are down. Many of them don't work. Let's encourage some illegals to go home.
We ran out of time. We got to go. Jessica, Steve, thank you very much.